Good morning, everyone. Today's topic of discussion is leprosy classification. Firstly, we will discuss about shortly about leprosy. The leprosy is caused by Mycobacterium leprae. It is a gram-positive obligate intracellular bacilli. It is a acid-fast bacilli. It spread through close contact or by aerosol spread. It infects the skin, nasal mucosa, and peripheral nerves of the body. Bacilli lives in a macrophages and schwanzes. These bacilli mostly found in the cooler parts of the body. Modes of transmission of this bacilli is through droplet infection, by contact transmission, and other routes like mother to fetal transmission, rarely by breastfeeding. Before discussing the classification, we have to know the importance of that classification. Importance is to identify the infectious cases, identify the patient likely to develop the deformities, to determine the prognosis of that patient, streamline the treatment, and evaluation and planning the leprosy control activities. The various classification of the leprosy are Ridley-Joplin classification, Indian classification, and WHO classification. Now we will discuss about the Ridley-Joplin classification. In this classification, tuberculoid leprosy and lepromatous leprosy, these are act as a two poles of leprosy. That's why they are called polar leprosies. In between them, borderline tuberculoid, mid borderline, and borderline lepromatous is there. Next classification is Indian classification. The types are intermediate type, tuberculoid type, borderline type, lepromatous type, and pure neuritic type. The next is WHO classification. In WHO divide as a paucibacillary leprosy and multibacillary leprosy. Before this, we have to know what is paucibacillary leprosy. In this leprosy, 1 to 5 skin lesions are there, no nerve involvement is present, and skin smear is negative at all the sites. In multibacillary leprosy, 6 or more skin lesions are there and more than one nerve involvement is there. Paucibacillary leprosy comprises of intermediate type of leprosy, tuberculoid type, borderline tuberculoid type. And in multibacillary leprosy, there is mid borderline type, borderline lepromatous, and lepromatous leprosy is there. Then clinical spectrum of the leprosy. As the number of bacilli are less in a tuberculoid type of leprosy, the immunity of that patient is the highest, which goes on decreasing toward the lepromatous leprosy. Skin lesion and number of bacilli are less in tuberculoid type of leprosy, which goes on increasing toward the lepromatous type of leprosy. As the bacilli number is less, the slit skin smear is test is negative in tuberculoid type, and the positivity is increasing toward the lepromatous type of leprosy. Then clinical feature. In tuberculoid type of leprosy, the lesions are asymmetrical, few, hypopigmented, and erythematous. Other clinical features like severe pain, muscle weakness, loss of finger and toes. In case of lepromatous leprosy, the lesions are symmetrical, multiple, hypopigmented, erythematous, maculopapular, or nodular. The characteristic feature of the lepromatous leprosy is leonine faces. Leonine faces means face that resemble like a lion. It is a characteristic feature of the lepromatous leprosy. It is also seen in a Paget disease of the bone. The other clinical feature of the lepromatous leprosy are thickening of the skin of the face, nasal stiffness. To the investigation to rule out the leprosy are slit skin smear test, then histopathological examination, immunofluorescence technique, PCR amplification, antibody-based test, and antigen-based test. Now we will discuss about the slit skin smear. The most common site for this test are earlobe, face, arm, back, buttock, and legs. Firstly, we have to pinch the side tightly, then incise it, then scrape and collect the material on a slide, make a smear of that, then that slide get air dried and fixed, then stain under modified Zn staining. After the staining, the reporting of the smear is there. Reporting done by Ridley logarithmic scale, also called as a by bacteriological index. Bacteriological index 0 means no bacilli is observed in the field. Bacteriological index 1 means 1 to 10 bacilli are seen in a 10 to 100 high power field. Bacteriological index 2 means 1 to 10 bacilli in a 1 to 10 high power field. 3 means 1 to 10 bacilli per high power field. 4 means 10 to 100 bacilli per high power field. Bacteriological index 5 means 100 to 1000 bacilli per high power field. Bacteriological index 6 means more than 1000 bacilli per high power field. Now we will discuss shortly about all the types of the leprosy. Firstly, we will discuss about the tuberculoid type of leprosy. In this type, the epithelioid cells are arranged in a compact granuloma around the neurovascular bundle with dense peripheral lymphocytic accumulation. Here, Langerhans cells are present. In this type of leprosy, granuloma invade the papillary zone and may erode the epidermis. The acid-fast bacilli are rarely seen. This is the microscopic picture showing these are the Langerhans type of giant cells, and this is the granuloma which erode the epidermis. Next is borderline type of tuberculoid leprosy. In this case, the granuloma with the peripheral lymphocyte follows the neurovascular bundles and infiltrate the sweat gland and erector pili muscle. The Langerhans giant cells are here present, but they are variable in number. The acid-fast bacilli are very scanty. That's why the bacteriological index is between 0 to 2. The immunocytochemical staining for S100 protein demonstrate the perineural and intraneural granulomas. This is the microscopic picture showing the perineurovascular granulomas and collection of the lymphocytes. In borderline type of tuberculoid leprosy, there is a one term, granulomatous neuritis. It means this is the dense lymphocytosis is a present surrounding and erode the deep dermal nerves with Langerhans type of giant cells. Then next is mid borderline type of leprosy. In this type, the macrophages are uniformly activated to epithelioid cell, but they are not focalized to distinct granuloma. Here, the lymphocytes are very scanty in number. No Langerhans type of giant cells are seen. The bacteriological index is 3 to 4. In mid borderline type of leprosy, the microscopy showed epithelioid granuloma lacking of the giant cells, which subepidermal zone is not involved here. In borderline lepromatous leprosy, the most characteristic feature is lymphocytes are more predominant. The tendency for activation of some macrophages to form a poorly moderately defined granulomas. Here on cross section, onion skin appearance is seen, which is due to the perineural fibroblast proliferation. In this type of leprosy, the foamy cells are not predominant. The globi do not usually accumulate. The bacteriological index is between 4 to 5. This is the microscopic picture showing irregular aggregates of lymphocyte and foamy histiocytes with bacilli. Then next is lepromatous leprosy. In these patients are clinically patient present with a macular infiltrative nodular lesions. In this case, microscopically, grain zone is clearly seen. Grain zone is nothing but a normal collagen, zone of normal collagen. It is a part of papillary dermis present below the epidermis. This zone is also seen in a granuloma faciale, leukemia cutis, and lymphoma cutis. If the patient of lepromatous leprosy is treated with antimicrobial chemotherapy, the degenerated bacilli get accumulate in a foamy macrophages. Then that cells are called as lepra cells or Richter's cells. These cells having the foamy or vacuolated cytoplasm. In this case, no well-formed epithelioid granuloma is seen. This microscopic picture shows clear grain zone collection of these macrophages and no granuloma is there. This picture showing the lepra bacilli are present in a globi. Then what is meant by globi? Globi means a large number of bacilli present in a cigarette in packs like a arrangement in a macrophages. Next is histoid leprosy. It is a part of lepromatous leprosy in which the highest load of bacilli are there. That's why the bacteriological index is 6. The bacilli are arranged in a clumps like a sheaves of wheat. The macrophage reaction is unusual here. They frequently become spindle shaped and it look like a storiform pattern which mimic the fibrohistiocytoma. This microscopic picture shows a histoid lesion with a spindle-shaped proliferation of the macrophages resembling the storiform tumor. The next is now we will discuss about difference between the lepromatous leprosy and tuberculoid leprosy. The skin lesions in a lepromatous leprosy are symmetrical, multiple, hypopigmented, erythematous, macular, or nodular. Characteristic feature is leonine facies. In tubercular type of leprosy, the lesions are asymmetrical, single or few lesions, hypopigmented, and erythematous, macular. The nerve involvement in a nerve involvement is present in a both tuberculoid and lepromatous leprosy also, but the sensory disturbances are rare in lepromatous leprosy, more in a tuberculoid type of leprosy. Histologically, the clear zone is present in a lepromatous type and not in a tuberculoid type. Collection of hemimacrophages and lepra cells are seen in a lepromatous type. Here, the hard tubercles are similar to granulomatous lesions are present. Bacteriologically, the lepra cells are highly positive for the lepra bacilli seen in a globi. Here, lepra bacilli are very few in number. The immunity of the patient in a lepromatous leprosy gets suppressed. Here, the immunity is a good. The lepramine test is a negative in lepromatous leprosy. It is positive in tubercular type of leprosy. Now we will discuss about the lepra reaction. Firstly, we will discuss type 1 reaction. Type 1 reaction is type 4 hypersensitivity reaction, which occur in a tubercular type of leprosy, borderline tuberculoid, and mid-borderline type of leprosy. The shift is toward the upgrade and or downgrade. Shift upgrade means shift toward the if the patient is treated. If the shift is toward the upgrade, it means patient is recovering. The prognosis of the patient is a good. If the shift is downgrade, it means the shift toward the lepromatous pole of the leprosy. The prognosis of the patient is not that much good. This type 1 reaction is seen in a patient during the first 6 months of the treatment. It is seen in a both paucibacillary and multivacillary type of leprosy. The next is type 2 reaction. It's also called as erythema nodosum leprosum. It's most commonly seen in a lepromatous leprosy and less in a borderline type of leprosy. It is seen after the treatment of that patient. It is a immune complex mediated reaction. The treatment of choice is thalidomide. The macrophages are seen in a macrophages with a vacuous and polymorphonuclear infiltrate is seen. Then Lucio reaction. It occur in a diffuse lepromatous leprosy seen in a patient either on no treatment or inadequate treatment. In this case, the lepra bacilli, as an abundant number of lepra bacilli are present within the endothelial cells of blood vessel, that because of that bacilli, the blood vessel get obliterated, and that produces the obstruction. That obstruction causes the end arteritis obliterans. Special strains for lepra bacilli are modified Zindlesen stain, which comprise of 5% of S2SO4, and next is white Farago staining. In the both the stains, the background is blue in color, and the bacilli seen red rod in shapes. These are the bacilli. Thank you.